Hello, welcome everybody to a modern stream. Today we're going to be trying out a deck that I've been interested in actually taking a look to for a minute. I tried this a long time ago and then I sort of forgot, and it kind of feels like it's what happened with this deck. Like, it showed up out of nowhere. People were starting to take it seriously, namely Gab Nassif. He actually played this deck a fair amount and he was doing quite well with it. It even like top 8 a showcase and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden it kind of disappeared, and I'm kind of wondering why that happened. So that's what we're going to be trying out today. This is the latest deck list from the actual creator of the deck, which is Davius Minimus. And what this is Tameshi Bloom. This deck is built around the interaction between Tameshi Reality Architect and Lotus Bloom. The way that this works is Tameshi is a 3-mana 2/3. When one or more non-creature permanents are returned to hand, you draw a card. This ability triggers one each turn, but the real, that's like a little bit of the cherry on top. The real deal, though, is the X and white and return a land you control to its owner's hand to return target artifact or enchantment with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. You activate this only as a sorcery. So for X, for a white mana, basically, you can X equals 0, and you can get back to Lotus Bloom, which then you can crack for 3 white mana, and then for each one of these loops, you're netting 2 mana of basically any color. So the way that this works is, because you can only activate this for as long as you have lands in play, the combo works with Cultivator Colossus. So we net a bunch of mana, and we Tameshi back Lotus Bloom a million times in the same turn, and then you drop a Cultivator Colossus, you play all the lands from your hand, and then you draw a bunch of cards with the Colossus. So this is how this works, and effectively you get to a point where you can just end the game by doing Dryad plus Valakut things. And this is the main innovation that this archetype has seen lately. We have seen other win conditions in the past. One of them was Finale of Devastation, so you would make a bunch of mana and then you finale for X equals 10 and you win in one single turn. Another win condition was the one that Gabs Lususin was using. It was like one land, no, it was one enchantment. Like, it was an enchant land that would grant haste to a creature, so you would basically kill with a hasty Cultivator Colossus. I can't remember the name of the card, but all of those win conditions were kind of clunky and awkward. So what we're doing now is we're just doing some Dryad of Deletion Growth things. So just with a single Valakut in your mana base and a couple of Dryads in play, which, by the way, Dryad also works very nicely with what the deck is trying to do, which is put more lands into play. Now, the strength of this deck is not only that the combo can win from a surprisingly small starting point, so you can be very low on resources, like 3 or 4 lands, and like this Lotus Bloom will come off suspend, it comes into play, and then you just win on that very same turn. Like, it's very explosive how low the bar is that you can win from. And not only that, but also you get to play some good cards to round out your combo. So we have 3 copies of Ren and 6, we have a Teferi Time Raveler, and the way that we are enabling the combo is through Wargate. This is a tutor from Lara Block. It fetches for any permanent card with mana value X or less. So this can find your Tameshi for 3 mana. It can find your Lotus Bloom and put it straight into play, which is where you want it. And if you want to, you can actually go find a Teferi, or you can tutor for 1 of Tireless Tracker, 1 of Omnath, 1 of Colossus Sky Turtle as a way to interact with opposing creatures, or to just, get back something from the graveyard. And finally, a Goblin Engineer, which is a way to tutor. It's basically an entomb for Lotus Bloom, which I think is very, very cool. We also have Seal of Removal, which we can actually get back with Tameshi. That's also a very cool interaction. So if your opponent has, if they have like a melee mage style card or something, you can Wargate for Seal of Removal, and then you can put Tameshi, and let's say that they have a Thalia or something, and then you can get back the Seal of Removal and actually bounce the Thalia as well. So you can do stuff like that. Very, very cool. We also have 4 copies of Eladamri Skull, which works with every single one of our tutor targets and to enable our combo, because we can call for Engineer to put Lotus Bloom in the graveyard, which is exactly where we want it. And then we can tutor for Omnath if it's a grindy matchup, or Tireless Tracker, or we can tutor for a win condition in Dryad of Deletion Grove as well. So, lots of stuff going on with this deck. Like, this is not for the faint of heart. There are a ton of things going on here. And I think that the chances of messing things up with this deck are extremely, extremely high. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But this is my style of deck, though. This is definitely my style of deck, and this is a kind of deck that really excites me and I like to play. So I'm looking forward to trying it out. In the sideboard, we have some Burn to Forge Tender, because I imagine the Burn is not a great matchup. And then we have like a bunch of tutor targets like Hataki, Solitude, Magus, Endurance, Deputy, Medley Mage, and Lavinia. So just a ton of one-off that we can tutor for. And then Leyline Binding, Alpine Moon, which we can tutor with Wargate, as I was saying earlier. And a couple of copies of Veil of Summer, as well as a Silence. The Silence seems very awkward to me. Like, this is the single card in the sideboard that I'm wondering why it's there. I imagine it has to do with Cascade and stuff like that, or like maybe you bring it in against control so your opponent needs to counter this. I honestly don't know. But maybe it will become a little bit clearer once I'm actually playing the matches. But you know, Davius is a very smart guy, so I'm pretty sure that there's a reason for this silence over here. We're going to be playing this deck through a Modern League after this very long deck introduction. If you're interested in supporting the stream, you can do so by doing something like liking and subscribing this video. You can leave a comment down below sharing with me what you've liked. And if you would like to actually support in a very monetary? All right. With money, you can actually support my content through Patreon. You can do so with donations, and you can also do some supporting by booking some coaching sessions with myself. So all the information is in the description of the video down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for round number 1. Okay, round number 1, and this hand is probably not where we want to be. Oddly enough, this hand is better than it looks, because we can Wargate for what's his name. So if we find Tameshi, we can win on turn 4 with this hand potentially. So that's kind of the potential of this deck, right? It's the fact that you are doing nothing and then you just, oh, but surprise, I win. So am I keeping this hand? There's no way that I'm keeping this hand. I'm going to keep this hand. So I think that, oddly enough, we probably want to get the Savai Triumph. And unfortunately, because that's the only black source. So we can't get the Savai Triumph with Misty. So we're going to have to play Windswept Heath. So if we're playing against the Blood Moon deck, that kind of sucks, because Windswept Heath is the way that we find basic planes. So Razorverse Thicket into Noble Hierarch. Wow. Well, that's not what I expected to see. Okay, so that's a terrible draw. But it's okay. Razorverse Thicket into Noble Hierarch. I have not seen this opener in years. Like, actual years. Since the last time that I've seen an opener like this one. So it's... Damn, wow. Okay. So I think I'm just gonna Wargate for Bloom and say go next turn. Because there's not really that much use in playing out the Teferi. Like, it's just gonna get killed. And I'd rather wait one more turn where I can bounce my opponent's champion at the Parish. Seal of Removal is interesting. Let's do... Oh, well, I'm an idiot. I misclick. I had to play pay the forest. Okay, so I guess we're bouncing champion at the Parish now. Suspend that, sure. So there's no way that we're gonna survive until this comes off suspend. So I'm probably gonna have to chill on this now. Are they playing Collected Company? They have to be playing Collected Company. Oh, well, that's very scary now. So they're just gonna... They trigger Exalted and then these kills. Yeah, that's pretty bad for me. They even get to swing for 3. Completely unimpeded. Jesus! Okay. So can I survive 2 more turns? I'm gonna bounce that line, obviously. So I'm gonna be taking 6 next turn. Gonna be taking 6 next turn. I guess that the only way that I can win. Yeah, so I'm just gonna Wargate for blue and white. I'm just gonna Wargate for 0, get a Lotus Bloom. And actually, if we find Cultivator Colossus, we have a chance to win next turn. I guess it can't be Cultivator Colossus. So it needs to be... It actually needs to be Tameshi into Cultivator. Hola, Sram, ¿cómo andas? ¿Todo bien? Wow, my opponent really is playing a deck from another era. So we're obviously gonna bounce the ad line here. And we're gonna take a healthy 8-point hit. So let's go Tameshi. Okay. Okay. Alright. So let's go Tameshi. And x equals 0. This is gonna draw a card. And if we draw Cultivator, we are like insane luck sacks. Never lucky. Never lucky. Can we survive though? We take... No, we can't survive. Oh, we can return seal a bunch? Ooh, this is hot. Okay, so x equals 1. Bounce this. Bounce the champion. And I guess we can return seal one more time. Well, this is very nice. So now we survive. And we're gonna have infinite mana next turn. And if Tameshi doesn't get answered, we're actually gonna be able to do... Wow. Yeah, so if they... Oh, no, they have Reflector Mage. That's brutal. Okay, so let's think for a second, because I can bounce my own Tameshi. But I think my opponent has lethal if I bounce my own Tameshi. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they have exactly lethal. Le mando un saludo a tu novia Ainhoa, le caes muy bien. Un abrazo grande, Ainhoa. Qué bueno que estés acá. So I can still win. I can still win. The way that I win is we find exactly Wargate, and I Wargate for another Tameshi. That gets around the Reflector Mage. And then off of the Reflector Mage, off of the Tameshi, I find... Okay, never mind. Off of the Tameshi, I find Cultivator Colossus. So we could have still won, even up until that point. And even though we drew garbage for a million turns, but not lucky enough. Okay, so let's get some removal. Leyland Bite looks pretty good. I don't think Veil is good enough. Prismatic Ending looks fine. Seal Removal looks okay. I think I'm gonna hold on to Omnath, but Tracker's gonna go. This Sunset Meddling Mage, so I like this. Was for Indwellers. We were Beers. We were Reflector Mage, so I couldn't cast the Tameshi. Oh, you... Duh, I'm an idiot. You were just trolling me. Yeah, no, you got me. I'm an idiot. I thought that you were serious. And then I read what you actually... I understood what you actually said, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just... I'm just stupid. Okay, so... Ren looks fantastic. The fairy's probably bad. Yeah, the fairy looks bad. Yeah, I think we're gonna do this. Boom. Let's go. So this is a double mulligan, but this hand slaps so hard that I'm gonna keep it. Like, this is, if this were a 5-card hand, this would be like a sick 5-card hand. So I'm gonna keep it. Leverization is the worst. Yeah, exactly. So this is gonna get the Triumph, and this is gonna get Breeding Pool, and then I'm gonna have 5 colors. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, fall into my trap. Come to Papa. Come to Papa. Here's a Breeding Pool, and here is a GG. Oh. Woo! Is that good, chat? I don't know if that's good. Can you believe that this card exists as... Like, this card went out to print with this text. Can you believe that? Can you believe that this card went out to print as is? So we're just gonna Wargate for white. Wait, did I fuck this up again? I did fuck this up again. Well, never mind. Don't mind me. I'm just an idiot. I had to play the fetch land, obviously. So if I had not been stupid and I had Wargated there, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, we just win because of Ren. But if I had Wargated there, we could have played Cultivator Colossus on turn 4. Which, to be fair, wouldn't have been that insane, right? Look, I would have only been able to draw 2 cards. I guess only 1 card, even. No, yeah, 1 card. So, not the best, but... Casual shock plus pass to assert dominance. Yeah, exactly. You gotta instill the fear in your opponent's very soul, you know? You think we board into Shadow? Yeah. I mean, how could they even know that we didn't? Yeah, I'm gonna keep this hand. So this is a potential turn 4 kill. We suspend Bloom on 1. Opponent moves to 6. We suspend Bloom on 1. We call on turn 2. That's a good draw. So we're gonna do the same thing here. Savai Triumph. And then we can... Yeah. We're gonna be able to Leyline Binding, or we can just call for our combo piece. Even if they have Medley Mage, I don't really care. And I definitely do not care about this one. I'm not super sold on the whole Leyline Binding just yet. Like, the card's good, right? But it was twice that I was forced into fetching Savai Triumph here, and I was punished by it. Sure, I could have played around. It both times, but also, like, it sucks that I had to, you know. Whereas the mana can be like a lot smoother otherwise. Taking 3 here, don't care too much about this. I think I'm gonna spend this turn to just call. Oh, they have Medley Mage. So I guess the play here is... Yeah, we're just gonna put a stop on my upkeep, because I want to call here for Tameshi. Then we're going to play the fairy. That's a terrible draw. We're gonna play the fairy here, minus on Medley Mage. This is going to take my opponent's entire turn. And then they're gonna replay the Medley Mage. Like, they killed the fairy, whatever, don't care. Then we're going to, on my upkeep, Leyline Binding the Meddling Mage so that we can actually cast the Lotus Bloom, and then we're going to go from there. It's nice to catch you live. Oh, thank you, Whiskey God RN. Really appreciate that. Yeah. So this is fine. We're going to take 3. And then the Fairy dies. But then we get to untap with Tameshi. And now, play this. Exile Meddling Mage. Cast that. Is that easy clap? Is that easy clap, or are we short on mana? So, this is when we buckle up for this. We play a land. 3 mana. Sack, sack not, put this in the graveyard. We make, I think we're exactly 1 mana short. So play that, float white, bounce. That's 2 mana. Oh, but I have 2 more. I think we have 10 mana, which means that we should be good. I think so. Bounce that. That's a Dryad. That probably helps. Is that free to play? I think so. Because we spent 3 mana. White. Yes. Then we make some more white mana, green mana. Play an extra land. Oh, it actually does work because we are, yeah, we're adding the white mana from this as well. So that comes back. Float for white. Illidan's Skull for Colossus. Get that back. Bounce that. Float for green. Cultivator. I love how Cultivator just goes straight into the graveyard. We also just naturally found the Valakut already. Whee! Whee! This looks okay. This looks fine. That was fun. That was fun. Wanna know? All right, what do we have for round number 2? So this is basically an amulet hand, huh? Basically an amulet hand. So we're like nowhere close to the combo with this hand. If we had a Ren and 6, I think I would keep this. Like if we had a Ren instead of this Colossus. But as is, I think that we have too much interaction and we don't have the good interaction even. I'm going to keep this one though. And I think that I'm going to bottom Tireless Tracker. There's an argument for bottoming Lotus Bloom instead. Because it just gets completely destroyed by the card. What's the name of the card? The Fairy. That's the card. Yes. So yeah, that's kind of what's up. I'm gonna go all in, so I think I want more mana. I chose fun today. Yes, exactly. Well, I've been thinking about playing this deck for a really long time at this point, and I just never found the time to do it. Like always, something else got in the way, and today's finally the day. Okay, my opponent finally shows up, and they have a monkey. This matchup can't be great, right? I mean, I guess the good thing is that we can go... my original hand had a prismatic ending. Ugh. Vomit. Ooh, Warlock with the Prime sub as well. 27 months. Appreciate the support, folks. Thank you for that. Just F6, opponent! I have a stream to run over here and you're not letting me. I'm a busy man, I got a stream to run. Opponent says they had to write a quick email. It's fine, opponent. You're fine. So this is interesting, right? Like, I kind of want to get the Valakut out of the way. But I think I'm gonna go with Flooded Strand, because if I draw exactly Leyline Binding, I want to have the option of binding this monkey. So I'm gonna fetch for, what's his name here? I'm gonna fetch for the Triumph once again. But if my opponent, if I don't draw the binding, then I can just play Valakut this coming turn. Gotta support my havoc of having a family. Really? Really? So when is it time for me to, like, when is it finally okay for me to just, when can we get rid of this guy? I want to get rid of this guy. Can I draw, let's draw another Wrenn in 6, okay? Let's draw another Wrenn. If we draw another Wrenn, everything's forgiven. Yeah, I think this is the turn that we play this out just tapped. It means I don't get to call this turn, but like it's fine. If we find a land next turn, I get to Dryad plus land drop, which is not the worst. So I guess land drops are fine. Oh, is my opponent rocking the main deck Blood Moons? Because if so, I am super dead. I did not play around that. Okay. No, my Lotus Blooms are gonna trigger my opponent's Shredder. Damn it. Ha! Can't be played. Can't play that. Got him. Oh, now you show up? God damn it. I think I'm gonna just basic forest, play Dryad, say go. I think my opponent is gonna counter it, but I'd rather them counter the Dryad than counter any of my other cards. It's funny how Moto shows me the counter on this Lotus Bloom, but it doesn't show me the counter on this Lotus Bloom. Oh, Moto. Never change. Never change, Moto. You're great. We love you just the way you are. We love you just the way you are. Speaking of messed up cards. Well, there goes one of my Cultivator Colossus. Monkey gonna flip to fairy, mentally prepare. Oh, yeah. To be fair, Arena has been crashing left and right. Arena is shit. This is not the Arena Lover stream. This is not an Arena Lover stream. This is not an Arena Loving stream. We like Moto here. Oh no, Legend Shredder. Can we please tell me we can win right now? Please tell me that we can figure out a way to win right now. Oh, baby. Buckle up, chat. Buckle up, chat. So, we're gonna need some blue mana. Okay, let's actually think this through. So, we have 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, 7, 8, 9. We have to crack this for white. We go off a tiny bit. We only have 1 cultivator, so that's important to be aware of. just press buttons and pray, yeah. So this cracks for white, this cracks for blue. I mean, I'm doing this part, right? This is the easy part. And then I can just replay the same land. So just do that for 1. Draw a card. Float some more blue. Yes. Make green there. Make some more white. Lotus Bloom. White. Done. Bounce. Make some green mana. And this is more than enough. It's another Cultivator Colossus. I guess I want to keep this alive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess if I play Ren, I have 1 more draw. How much mana do I have? 4, 5, 6, 11. Yeah, I have enough. So now, boom, 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 boom. Cultivator Colossus. This, that. And I guess that's it for now. Done. Activate Tameshi. Get back Lotus Bloom. Yes. Bounce that. Some white mana. Boom. Get that. Some more white mana. Get that again. Boom. Land. Now some green mana. Make that again. Boom. So this is 7 mana. So I'm short, right? So unless I bounce this, I'm short. This can't get back creatures. It can get back my Dryad, funnily enough, but I don't think it... I cannot get back my Cultivator Colossus. So I'm going to have to play the Fairy and minus on Colossus. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm out of mana. I have a Dryad, but Dryad brings me -1 mana, right? Play cold and wait. I don't have any more Colossus. The other one got exiled to the monkey. Like, otherwise it would be very easy, right? Like, I just call for the other Colossus and we're good to go. But I don't have that option anymore. And I can't have the Colossus die. I guess I can get it back with the turtle. With the Sky Turtle. Yeah, I can bounce Colossus, but if I do that, I don't have mana to keep going. So I can just play a bunch of lands, which is probably fine. And we just have like a massive Colossus. And then we untap with a bunch of mana. Because I have to kill the Colossus in order to have more mana so I can keep going. That is the problem, chat. But I think I have to do that, and I can just call for the turtle. So I think I have to do that, actually. So we're gonna minus on Colossus. Draw another land, which is fine. Make some green mana. Here, white, bounce. And we're gonna make some white mana here. This dice, play a bunch of lands, draw a bunch of cards. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Still have 26 lands, so this is fine. There's the Sky Turtle, perfect. So now we're good to go. Now we are good to go. Bounce that. Sky Turtle. Oh, actually, gonna make some mana first. Some more white mana. Some green mana. Sky Turtle. Get back Cultivator. Bounce this. Some white mana. Now we're good to go. Let's do blue. Prismatic Ending. And now this is game over. All right. Appreciate the concession, opponent, but it's okay. Maybe my opponent has another email to send. Maybe they got another email to send. Who knows? Beep, beep, beep. Dude, this deck is kind of fun. This deck is kind of really fun. I probably need to figure out how to click faster though, because that was like 10 minutes. That was a very, very Nassif match that I just played right there. All right, now I can catch up with whatever chat was saying over there. What were you saying, chat? I need to catch up with you. What do you think of the Naya Adepts deck in Legacy? Do you think the Reclaimer deck is better in the meta? I think that they are vastly, vastly different. One of them grinds with Field of the Dead, while the other one just tries to combo you out pretty quickly, although it does have the capability of grinding. So I think that they're very, very different, and they're built differently. Like I did not build a Reclaimer deck to be similar to Naya Adepts. They're playing similar cards, but I don't think they're particularly similar. But I think that the words better. I hate the words better and worse. I just hate them. I don't like them at all, and I think that they are pretty misleading. Nothing is better or worse in the abstract. I mean, sure, like Ragavan is better than Savannah Lions, but I mean, I guess Ragavan is better than Jackal Pup. I guess you could be playing Death Shadow and the Jackal Pup may be better, but... So this is probably the cards that I want. And that's it. But what do I cut? Omnath seems fine. What do you think of? That's literally the question that I was answering, Whiskey God. I'm gonna cut Traverse. I think I'm gonna cut Seal, awkwardly enough. I'm gonna cut 1 Ren and 6. Sky Turtle, kind of the MVP right there. The Fairy seems good. I think I'm gonna cut Endurance, even though it's kind of great. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure about that at all. We'll see how it goes. Well, this hand is incredible versus Ragavan. It's got that going on for it. Prime time is better than normal time. That's true. Objectively better. Objectively better. Forge Tender looks kind of sick against Ragavan dot deck. Monkey me, opponent. I got a surprise for you. Love it. Here we go. So I think I'm getting a blue source before a green source because I have more. Oh, but I can actually cast Call. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna fetch for a basic forest. Block. Here we go. And I'm fine letting this resolve. I think my opponent can do this if they want. I mean, I would be kind of surprised if they kept Blood Moon in against me. Like, it was embarrassingly bad right there, right? In the previous game. So now we are 100% Blood Moon proof. I think I'm gonna get Goblin Engineer. I could get Dryad. Getting Dryad would be pretty interesting. I could also just get Tameshi, but no, let's just get Goblin Engineer. Play land and say go. So we can find... Like, my opponent is just not doing anything. I think every turn that goes by where they do nothing is good for me. And now I can find the Triome. And I guess I'm going to cast another Alambrus Call. Just because I can. And I think we're finding Dryad. Mostly because it's a card that they have to respect. But it's also a card that I don't care if they counter. Interesting. Pass the turn. I mean, if they keep doing nothing, I can continue playing this game all day. Yeah, you have to do something, opponent. You can't just be sitting there. Yeah, I mean, I think they have like a bunch of counter spells and stuff. And obviously an iteration that we're just seeing right now. But they kept a hand assuming that the Ragavan was going to connect, but I had some better plans. I had some better plans. I remember Forge Tender from the pod days, man. Every time I see Burintor Forge Tender, it just has such... What's the word I'm looking for here? Like, the nostalgia hits so hard every time I see Forge Tender. Also, we now win. Just win here. This deck looks, in a word, sweet. Yes. I would agree with that. I guess my opponent could have, like, Surgical Extraction. Surgical would get me. Oh, Subtlety. Okay. Subtlety's fine. We're gonna leave Tameshi on top. I think I'm gonna attack with Dryad, like it's free. FPS with the 2 sub, 19 months. Peace and love to you as well, my friend. Appreciate it. What they could have now, though, is they could have Hairs. The thing is that if they have Hers, I don't really care, right? Because I just Wargate for another Lotus Bloom. The problem is that at that point, I don't have, like, Wargate is going to be the way that I find my Colossus, and now I'm not going to have that. Also, Boring Torch Form Tender, blanking the Ragavan, and then blanking all of my opponent's bolts, which would be a way to stop my Tameshi combo. That looked actually quite impressive. Thank you for the subscription, folks, and I'll see you in the next game. Okay, so what do we have here? We have some good. This is a very good interactive hand. Sure. I mean, I'm learning the deck. I'm getting a hang for like which hands I'm supposed to keep, which hands I'm supposed to ship. So I'm gonna probably be keeping hands a little bit more aggressively than I should. But I think that's fine. So let's play that and let's suspend Lotus Bloom and say go. I play Solitaire deck. Well, this is like the least Solitaire deck, though. I don't think this deck is Solitaire whatsoever. So my opponent's gonna get to draw a card regardless here, so might as well play one of my tapped lands. Pay 11 generic mana. I'm like, no, thank you. And I'm gonna bounce this main phase. If my opponent has like land into another hammer, I lose. But I think that not getting got by the other card is more important here. By the skill. I think not getting got by skill is pretty important. And now we're gonna be able to hold up Leyline Binding, which is pretty hot. Super important question, Fran, aceitunas favoritas. No me gustan las aceitunas, set piece. Sorry. ningún tipo de aceituna me gusta. Desafortunadamente. Alright, so my opponent has a pretty solid turn there. But I'm going to have a solid turn as well. Because we can go Dryad, and then the Dryad enables my Leyline Binding, which is very hot. So play that, and I'm gonna play a very unassuming fetch land over here. But this very unassuming fetch land allows me to play Leyline Binding. Aceitunas, Arafue. Sí, no, yo no soy muy fanático de las aceitunas. The interaction is not real. I mean, I'm gonna block here, right? If they have 2 hammers, fuck me, but... Exile target non-land permanent. Just pure sadness. So I guess I should have actually exiled Cigar the Sade. Would you mind please not having another hammer opponent? I think that would be great. Tiny O'Clock with a tier 1 sub. 16 months. Really appreciate it, Tiny O'Clock. Welcome back. Love to have you here. Okay, how far are we from this traverse? We have land. We have, I guess that's it. So we're pretty far away. Like, we could have artifact. I guess we're like one card type away. Ugh. I can't take the Ink Moth, unfortunately. I would like to bind the Ink Moth, but I'm streaming Everything is Right with the World again. Yes, very much so. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna play that tapped, play my other land, and I'm just gonna pass the turn. Man, we're so close to winning. This is kind of frustrating. We're so close to winning. We have very many cards that win the game here. I kind of want my opponent to, like, force me to chump block with this Dryad, so so they enable Delirium and I can potentially win next turn. That would be great. Okay. Do they have another hammer? I doubt it. I think they're just attacking because they can. Also, my opponent's name is I am Fran Level. So I guess my opponent is me level. So I think I'm fetching here. I think I'm gonna need the mana. The fairy would be nice so I can bounce the saga. Another land is brutal, dude. Another land is just so brutal. I guess I'm just dead, right? Yeah, I'm just dead. Because the construct is lethal by itself, and then they just suit any threat with a hammer. That sucks. That really sucks. So Kataki sounds good. Solitude sounds good. Deputy sounds good. Alpine Moon sounds good. I don't think Melee Mage is good enough. Leyline Binding is interesting. So these are the cards that I'm interested in. I think I guess Sky Turtle can bounce something, right? So it's like a shitty way of interacting. I don't think we want Tracker. The Fairy is kind of medium. I don't think we want Omnath. Do you think Swansong Titan may be decent again now that enchantments and sorcery cards are really prevalent in the format, like Moon, Leyline, and the spells that are cascaded into work and creativity? I think that the days of splashing blue are kind of gone at this point. Just too many incentives to playing green, or like to play like as clean a mana base as you can. I mean, you can make it happen, but it's just so awkward. How's the Valak win condition being compared to the final win cons? It's been a lot cleaner. I think I'm gonna cut a Dryad. Actually, I'm just gonna do this. I'm not sold on Traverse though. Like the times I've drawn Traverse have been really awkward so far. This hand looks pretty good, so I think I'm gonna bottom the Engineer, and I'm gonna keep everything else. Since I already have a Bloom. Have I tested playing Wishing Amulet? I can't possibly fathom why anybody would want to do that, so no. Yeah, I don't think that we're particularly good at making Delirium. And we even played a removal spell, but we played a removal spell that that actually stayed in play as opposed to going to the graveyard. So like it didn't really help us. Also, the fact that we want to get Savai Triumph because of Leyline Binding, but we kind of can't, is a beating. Oh no. Is my opponent a Mana Tide gamer? Oh no. I mean, I can't play around it, right? Like, I have to play this rain. Like, it just gets so much better for me, so much worse for me next turn. It just gets so much worse for me next turn to play the rain in 6. I have to cast the rain into the Mana Tide, but it's gonna hurt. I can anticipate the fact that this Mana Tide is gonna hurt. How do you think Titan is positioned in the creativity world, or are bindings everywhere? I'm not too afraid of bindings, honestly. Like, it's fine. But you're playing Bosages. One or two Colossus will be stuck in Amulet at the end of the year. Every copy of Colossus past the first one actively hurts your win percentage. And I am absolutely convinced of that. I think that's just a fact. Like, if you're playing 2 Colossus, I don't like your deck list. Period. Straight up. What is my preferred amulet list right now? I posted in the Discord not long ago. Do I play Crasis? I'm playing 3 in the sideboard, yes. But I always say the same thing. Crasis is a terrible card. It's very bad. It's very, very bad. But it's a good sideboard play. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit less bad about this Mana Tide my opponent has. Oh, wow. Well. GG's. I mean, it's not GG's, but obviously Hyperbole is great. Always. Interesting hand that my opponent kept. Like, turn 1 Memnite. Go. They got Sword of Fire and Ice? Okay. Why do they have Sword of Fire and Ice in their deck is the more interesting question. Opponent's ready for that grind game? Yeah, but like, it's not a great plan against me. I could have played double Rend to kill this, and honestly I don't think that's a terrible play by any means. I can Binding right now. Denies them the mana. Maybe they baited me. If they did, good job. But apparently they did not. Was this just Time Walk right there? Did we just cast Time Walk? I think we may have just cast Time Walk. I can cast Colossus here. Doesn't do too much though. It's not the best Colossus that I've ever seen. He's gonna draw 2 cards. They didn't have Mana Tide last time, right? So I'm not gonna play around it here. Well, that's awkward. Alright, so this call finds... So we have lethal next turn? Because we can call for Tameshi. And that just wins. So that's cool. 6/6 7 mana 6/6 Muldrifter, yeah. Oh no. I guess that's the way to do that. Well, this Leyline Binding was pretty good, I guess. I think it's safe to call that a pretty decent leyline binding. Call. Tameshi. Give me that bloom, baby. Give me that bloom. White. Gimme. Gimme, gimme, gimme. White. It looks pretty click intensive, but it's actually not that bad. Like I've definitely played much more click intensive decks. Boop, 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 boop. Can this bounce our own creature? Hey, sweet. All right, so this is lethal now. Green. That. Bounce. Blue. That. Bounce. White. This finds Dryad. You're dead, opponent. I know that you don't want to believe that you're dead, opponent, but trust me, you're real fucking dead. People really don't like to concede to decks like this. White. Bounce that. So bounce that to my hand. I'll get to play one more land. Sure. We get to bring the colossal sky turtle back to hand. That's so hilarious. That's very funny. That one, that one, that one, that one. Valakut, where are you? Do we have to like stop here? I guess we don't have to, but all right, we keep going, I guess. So what we have to do now is we have to crack this for blue, and we need to do this for 0. Always yes, always yield. Yeah, Wargate for Valakut. Bounce this again. Lotus Bloom. Green. Like, my opponent has been all sorts of dead for a while, but people do tend to... I don't know if people enjoy this or... I mean, they can do it. It's just, I really don't see the point. Bounce that. White. Bounce that. Wants to see what... Yeah, exactly. Maybe they're just, you know, having a good time. Just want to see what's up. Which is fine. Whatever. Do we have enough lands? We should have enough lands. Your face, your face. Maybe they think that I'll misclick and deck myself or something. Type we chat. Good times, good times. All right, so is this fine? I think this feels fine to me. I'm not super high on the traverse, but Riley, Alexa, thank you for the follow there. Appreciate it. So the only card I'm somewhat interested in is in Magus, but I don't think I'm interested in Magus on the play, on the draw, on the play maybe. Alexa with the Prime sub. Thank you for that. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Pleasure to have you here. It said it's the most fun you can have wearing pants. Currently, fan doesn't wear pants under his desk. Yeah, I don't know what pants are. And Mark Heron, there we go, Mark Heron. With the Prime sub, welcome to the Primetime Stronghold, Mark. Appreciate it. What about the fairy? I think the fairy is a little bit awkward. Like, it bounces Saga, but on the draw, it's a little bit weird. Still remember one time in Vintage, I had the Volt Key combo. My opponent made me go through it. I played like 6 turns before final Tinkering for Lexity and then cast Chase and Brainstorm, and they lost. That I didn't just kill them. Nice. Yeah, sometimes the troll play is the right play. And I'm going to keep this hand. Turn 2 Kataki is not bad. We also have... we have Bloom. We have the potential of turn 2 Ren, which is exciting. Well, now this hand is all sorts of sick. I don't have any white card to pitch to Solitude, so that part is a little bit awkward, but everything else is hot. Hushbringer. Okay. So we just killed that with Valakut. Oh, we just bounce it with like any of our bounce spells. It's fine. I am Electric Bob's girlfriend. He told me to stop to you. Oh, awesome. Well, welcome, Electric Bob's girlfriend. Welcome to the channel then. Appreciate you being here. Bob's great. I haven't actually watched Bob's stream in a minute. Has he been streaming? Maybe he just been streaming whenever I'm not there. Would love to see a red source, a green source, I mean. Do I Dryad here? David, I'm recording this on YouTube, so I'll be unable to show everyone who you really are or something to that effect. That's hilarious. Just like concede, you know? Man, this is really awkward. So I could play Ren. That's obviously the most... That's the most mana efficient play. Dryad allows me to chump block. I think I'm going to go for Dryad. And then next turn we can do some good stuff. Bosman's putting up that YouTube Legacy good stuff. Oh, really? That's sick. I love me some Legacy. All right, let's see what my opponent's got over there. I may be just jumping with Kataki here. If they're swinging for 11, I'm going to take it though. Next turn I get to make a reasonable amount of mana. And I'm going to time walk them. This looks kind of okay to me. There was an argument there for just like jumping with the Dryad. Interesting. So I think we're doing that first. Then we get that back. And I can just bounce this with the... So I can just bounce that with the turtle. I can just call for the turtle. Oops, forgot to float my mana. Green. Blue. Bounce that. Do I have enough? We're out of land drops. We call for turtle. Bounce this. Call. Call for turtle. Bounce the dude. I think we're just not gonna have enough mana to Wargate for Colossus. So I guess we just chill. Do I want to Wargate for something? Could Wargate for another Lotus Bloom. You pre-order the Space Shocks. Those look kind of hilarious to me. I think we just chill here. I think I'm just gonna pass it back. I could cast Ren, but it doesn't do anything. Too greedy, but I would have... we can't do that. Solitude doesn't kill the Hushbringer. The Hushbringer is stopping the Solitude from killing it. So this is basically a free 3-2 lifelink. Which could matter, honestly. Which could matter. Kataki's kind of doing work here. They should probably just like pay for the drum and let the Thopter go or something. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This game is very interesting though. I think we're still ahead. But this is definitely quite interesting. So I think I'm going to chump block with Kataki this turn. War Weight for seal removal, and then it is infinite with depending Colossus. Well, but I don't have a way to get Colossus now. And I don't have a way to find the Colossus, right? So that's the problem. So I just can't go off. I basically did not have the mana to do everything that I wanted to do. Like we're thinking of the same things, but I think that you are. So they paid and then let the drum go. Okay. Oh, because they made a no. Wait, what? What happened? I'm very confused. And now I'm just gonna chomp with Kataki. I don't have to pay for Lotus Bloom. Waited for seal instead of calling for turtle. Maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure. I honestly did not think about that. Yeah, I know that they want to have the mana to replay Hushbringer, but like that's why I'm doing the stuff that I'm doing. And that's why I chomp with Kataki instead of bouncing it. Because I'm just gonna bounce it on end step. So make some white. Make some blue. Make some green. So I think this is enough. 3. Yeah, this is more than enough. Oh, oddly, actually, because I sack there, I can actually just traverse now, which is better. So traverse for Colossus. Play some lands. Done. I'm gonna bounce that and make some more mana, and I'm gonna bounce that. And by the way, this is why I was saying that I think this deck is grossly underplayed. Look at the amount of like the amount of life that my opponent gained. The amount of interaction, like the ways of interacting that they had with my combo, and like nothing mattered. We just beat it all. Because we're just playing like normal cards. We're just playing normal cards that are good. As opposed to just playing a bunch of cards that don't do anything. Making you want to pick up Tameshi again? I'm telling you, I think it's good. I honestly don't know why people stopped playing it. I remember like the last time that I played this deck was a really long time ago, but it was kind of a similar thing where I'm just like beating everybody, and I'm there and I'm like, oh yeah, sure, like this looks like a bad matchup. I don't think we're gonna be in good shape here, and then it's just like, nope, I just win, and then the same thing, you know. So this is just a good deck. Obviously, like as you can see, the mechanics are not super clean for me because I'm new to playing it, but can't be that bad. core for another Colossus. Play Colossus. I guess the annoying thing is that you have to kind of deal with opponents not conceding to your stuff. How many triggers do I need to kill them? Like, is there a possibility that I just don't kill them here? Because they are too high a life total? I don't know, I didn't do the math, so... Oh, that was exacties. Oh, excellent. Yeah, I have Wargate for Seal. Yeah. Yeah, I guess they would need to be at, like, multiple hundred, right? For me to not be able to kill them from that high life total. Alright, see you for the next round. Okay, so this hand looks interesting, right? Like, we can turn 2 Rainbow without a fetch land. And we can turn 1 Traverse to go find a white source, so we can technically Wargate on 3 to find Lotus Bloom. So that's why I want to keep this. And then we have like double call, so we can actually go off. Deck's way better in paper. Just pick up your lands all at once and say make 20 mana. Yeah, it's a lot cleaner, right? It's a lot more straightforward. Okay, so I am going to just traverse for basic planes here. This lets me call on turn 2. Gonna lurk a bit. I need at least a little sleep before work. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you being here. Springleaf Drum into Paladin, Stoneforge. Okay, so back-to-back Hammer Gamers. That card's kind of scary. So we have a turn 4 kill, I think. I'm pretty sure that we have a turn 4 kill. Oh, I should have probably actually cast Engineer this turn. And the reason to do that is so I can chump block. Yeah, I think I messed that up. Because they got Hammer, right? So they have Paladin or the other thing. I guess it doesn't necessarily. I can't necessarily chump, but I can at least force them to like tap this, or maybe they just have. Okay, they just have lethal. Okay. So we want Solitude. We want Binding. I think on the play I want Magus. I want Deputy. Actually, I want Alpha Moon. I don't want Magus. And then I don't want Omnath, don't want Tracker, and we cut 2 of these. This seems good. This is what we did last time and it worked out pretty well. Oh, Kataki, you're right. That's why I had a no to fairies last round. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, good catch, Neto Cook. Definitely messed up. Definitely messed up there. Okay, I think this hand looks fine. Like, Boseiju feels like kind of the MVP here. So we can go turn 1 Triumph, turn 2 Call. And we can call for Engineer. And then Tameshi on 3. Also, Tameshi makes Boseiju cost only 1 mana. That's kind of hot. It's called Synergy, chat. It's called Synergy. We do have to Fairy if we need. We have Boseiju if we need to. I'd like to not have to play it, but if we have to do it, we have to do it, right? Sigarda's Aid. And nothing else. So let's go green traverse for blue mana here. Play island, engineer for Lotus Bloom. We win next turn. Let's fetch for planes here, and I'm just gonna do the thing. Maybe they have Path to Exile. That would definitely get me. Get that one. Get that one again. And I think I'm throwing away the first Cultivator Colossus here. I think that's fine. I mean, I guess I have to. I don't really have a choice. My opponent says I don't know what is happening. But this is sweet. It is sweet indeed. Alright, so say no to that. Play that one, play that one, play that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and also that one, and that one too. And yeah, of course we're gonna play that one, and that one as well. Perfect. Alright. Bounce that. Bounce that. At this point, this is just deterministic. I'm just clicking colors at random at this point. Not the cleanest combo execution, but it's fine. It'll be okay. Bounce that. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna pay 1, opponent. Get Valakut. More white. And more green, and all the colors. This is actually kind of fun to execute, I'm not gonna lie. I am having a little bit of a good time. There we go. Opponent finally understood what is happening. Because it's very happening. It is very, very happening. Okay, game number 3. I don't think I want to change anything. The Fairy is the only thing to potentially consider. Maybe Veil of Summer. Veil of Summer. If my opponent mana tides me, I can Veil of Summer it. Isn't that exciting? Don't you think that's exciting? Maybe Alpine Moon is not where it's at. Nah, Alpine Moon's fine. Alpine Moon, it's fine. Okay, opponent moves to 6, and I think I'm shipping as well. We have no ways to... I mean, we have a way to interact, but it's not a great one. Is there a reason to keep this hand? Like, we have both pieces of the combo, but we're missing the bloom. We also have a Dryad, which is a good card to have access to. I'm gonna keep this hand again. Like, I'm keeping all of these hands that I'm not sure if I should be keeping or mulligan. I think it's possible that this is a mulligan. We do have the combo rolled up, though. And best top deck, it's probably... What's my best top deck? Lotus Bloom? If we draw Lotus Bloom off the top, we're good to go. Feeling like $1,000,000. Opponent keeps 6. I imagine they know what I'm up to now. We're gonna have 3 draws to find something. We're gonna name Tameshi. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Don't care too much about that. That's a decent draw if we get there. We need to find a white card to go with it. I guess we just hard cast that bad boy. So shiny. Man, the MTGO foiling is like, it's always been bad. Like, always in MTGO, it's, I mean, the vast majority of the time it's cheaper to find foil versions of cards than to find the non-foil versions ones. But sometimes they really, like, this hurts my eyes, dude. Like, what the fuck is that foiling? What is that foiling? Jeez. Alright, so opponent goes Inkmoth Nexus into Stoneforge. Potentially scary. Still... Oh, there we go. Now we're cooking. What is the likelihood that I have to cast this? Potentially high. We still need to find a way to get rid of the needle. Obviously, we can't win with it, so... Paper Solidus are the same. I mean, I don't buy foil, so I don't know. Maybe they look better in paper. But yeah, don't distract me from my pre-modern conversation. So yeah, pre-modern is great. Pure Steel Paladin. I think we'll let it go. Let's get breeding pool. Yeah, because we have double white already if we need it. E-call. I guess that's the card I get to pitch to Solitude, so that's nice. Maybe that means that I should have played the Tameshi or Dryad before. Hammer resolves. Now what? Another Stoneforge Mystic. For Kaldra. Okay. Green land. So I can't activate this. I think I want to play it out though. I'd rather have this in play than have the Dryad in play. I have multiple ways of interacting with that Pithing Needle. We have Prismatic Ending, we have Leyline Binding, we have... what else? We can also interact with... what else can we interact with? Boseiju. Traverse finds Boseiju as well, because we can bounce whatever and then like Lotus Bloom. I guess we would bounce the Kaldra. And then with the Lotus Bloom that's coming off suspend, we sack the Bloom, and that enables Delirium. So Traverse wins, Prismatic Ending wins, Leyline Binding wins. What else wins? We have a pretty significant amount of game-winning draws here. Misty Rainforest does not win, though. So I think I'm supposed to play Cultivator Colossus here and hope my opponent doesn't draw exactly Paladin. Yeah, it's to say that was not great would be an understatement, but okay. Opponent's tapping mana, which is bad news for us. But at least we have Colossus as a chump blocker, which is nice. My opponent not making a construct there is interesting. I wonder why they wouldn't make a construct there. Oh, that's why. That's why they didn't make a construct. That makes sense. Did they have that in hand already? I wonder. I mean, I could have just like passed the turn and held up Colossal Sky Turtle. The problem with that is that, yeah, like that feels like it's playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. Maybe I'm wrong there. But we would have drawn a Ren and 6, which would have done nothing. And then we would have been exactly in the same spot the following turn, except we would have used the Sky Turtle to bounce something. I guess we would have played the Dryad to chump block. So there's that. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's close. I think that like it was... considering how the game got here, right? Like how they didn't have it last turn, nor the turn prior. I thought that it was fine to like take it, but I think that they just stopped like that. And I thought that I needed to draw towards my outs. But yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. See you next round. Yeah, this hand is not great, right? Basically, it's 5 lands and more lands. Chip it. Well, this hand's better. Gonna keep this one. Gonna bottom the... Oh, Control Freak, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Welcome everybody from Control Freak's stream. We are over here playing some Tameshi Bloom. And we're doing pretty well for ourselves. I think this deck is very strong. Very, very underplayed. Very, very underplayed. Stomping Ground into Swift Spear. That's pretty scary. So this is going to be the game plan then. How was your stream? I imagine some form of shadow happening. I imagine the shadows of death made an appearance. Opponent fetches with Tarn and what? I wonder if they're playing Delirium. Okay, no Delirium. Abundant Harvest. For non-land. They just revealed Mutagenic Growth. Okay. Kill my Ren. Damn it. Okay. Let's fetch an island here. And gonna minus on the Swifty. Okay. We're going places here, chat. We're going places. Uh-huh. Sure. I wonder if my opponent's playing any sort of, like fucking... Wait. They had 2 bubbles and they didn't use them last turn? I'm about to get TBR'd, aren't I? Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Alright. Whoops. So we obviously minus, and we have to let Leyline Binding was the draw there. If we had found Leyline Binding, we actually had a shot because we just binding this and... As is, I think we're dead. That's hilarious though. That looks really bad though. That looks... Man. Spike is a great deck builder, but... I don't know, man. Like that Dino... I mean, it's gonna work here, right? But obviously like a swing of 7 was great. But also, literally anything killed me over there, so... Alright, Forge Tender's great. Binding, Solitude. What else? Tracker out. Teferi's probably out. Omnath seems fine, just as a way to gain life. I think it could better. Was it Geoffrey Border? No, Bob. She was great. Just hang out here for a second. And then left, seeking greener pastures. Non-creature spells with mana value greater than the number of lands they control. Damn it. Am I just bringing in Lavinia just because of how bad Ren is, though? I think that yes is the answer. I'm not loving Deputy though. I got a text of a screenshot of my face. Good for you. It's a great face to have a screenshot of. Pretty proud of my face. I'm also pretty proud of this hand. Esto no es Micromancer. No. Acá somos gente seria, Mordi, por favor. Acá somos gente seria, nada de estas boludeces. Double Lotus Bloom means that if we do get to turn 4, oh baby. If we do get to turn 4, let me tell you. DRC? More like DR no. So I think we're gonna be fetching for... What are we gonna be fetching for? Just the Jeskai Triumph here? Look at all them triggers. Perfect. The best possible draw there. I mean, we do get to like bounce something. We can't call for a land, unfortunately. That's not an option. What we can call for is Solitude. Maybe I should have. I don't know. Who knows? Honestly, I have to say, though, that Thrusta is a great card to just put straight into the graveyard. Because it gives you the creature type for Delirium, right? So it's pretty good for that. Not even playing Red Ever? No, unfortunately. I'm not gonna get this, right? We're not getting that. I just have to get Tameshi, I think. And I need to lock suck a land here. Alright. I mean, if I'm not gonna draw land, like that's one of the better things to draw. And then next turn we can do the thing. Again, there's an argument there for just playing out the Sky Turtle. Beanie Bolt. Okay. That's interesting. This Fortune Teller is going to soak up a lot of damage. J House 21, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Chemistry, how you doing? How's it going? Am I gonna get dinoed here? When I saw Spike streaming with this deck, the dino was so bad. Like, he was just stuck with the dino every single time. And my opponent is gonna swiftly just cast the dino completely unimpeded on turn 3 every single game. Some people are just born differently, I guess. Dino is not lethal, though. Maybe now it is. It's not. Still no. Still no, because Forge Tender is just the MVP. Dude. So I could actually stop both. That's very interesting. Opponent's down to 0 cards in hand. So I block here, preventing the damage, and I could just prevent all the damage from the DRC as well. Hey J-Hubs, we're doing well here. Somitron and another stream in chat room talking about Gracer is a superior 1-drop in Modern. Everyone's saying Gracer is pushed. That sounds like something I would do. It adds up. It adds up for sure. I think so, right? We can prevent the damage. Because as is, we're taking 12. We go down to 2. They said Gracer. Well, because that's MH2. Everything came out of MH2. Like everything that's pushed came out of MH2. So it's broken. Like Oko is like the best card in MH2. Once upon a time too. MH2 was broken. I kind of want to prevent the damage. Yeah. So we just take 7 down to 7. And then we untap with a significant amount of mana. Look at that. So red, green, white, blue. This means I get to play Omnath into Tameshi. Get back Bloom. So I can make a lot of mana here. Basic Forest. Can I make enough? This is 3 mana to get back call, 3 to get back call, 2 to cast the call, and then 3 minus 1. So I guess I can't do it here. So let's just do this. And let's get back into that risk call. So now we have lethal next turn. Opponent, I'm gonna need you to stop drawing this well. I'm gonna need you to draw a little bit worse. Please. Please and thank you. I don't want you to think that I'm being, you know, unreasonable here. Please and thank you. They beat a lava dart, dude. No. Oh my god. I guess we go down to 1. We chump block with Omnath. Because they can't play both darts. So they can bring me down to exactly 1. Oof. They should kill Tameshi. Yeah. Very heads up from my opponent here. Heads up play from my opponent here. They should definitely kill Tameshi here. And now I'm gonna have to call for second Tameshi now. I may have actually fucked up last turn now that I think about it. Okay. Guess we can. Pointing down to 1 land. I traverse for Tameshi, play Tameshi. Make 1 mana. I guess I can go fetch Solitude. I can just get lucky. Man, this is close. This is so very close. That's a blank. Okay, so play this. Green, white. I don't have enough to go off. I'm short on mana. This is rough. So this is 5 mana. Yeah, I mean, I have to do this. And we're just gonna kill the dude. And we have no lands to return, so... Just draw a Thruster upon him. Just draw a Thruster, come on. If you had to name a Tameshi card with a more ego, which one would you name? I mean, probably Tameshi, right? I mean, maybe Lotus Bloom is better, but the thing with Lotus Bloom is that they can just put it on suspend. So, if they have Bloom... Come on! Opponent! 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 Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Are we gonna win this? Please tell me we're gonna win this. Please tell me we're gonna win this game. Please tell me we're gonna win this game. This is incredible. That's not a good attack, opponent. That's not a good attack. Swing. Oh my god. I can't take this. I can't take this. The swings are too much. The swings are way too much. Yeah, you should not attack here, opponent. You should not attack. Oh my god. Oh my god. Got shot. So if I prevent this gut shot, I get to trade with my opponent's Swift Spear. And then I gain, but then I don't gain 2. I think I'm gonna Wargate for another Forge Tender next turn. So I think I just let this go. They double block, that's fine. Gain 2 up to 10. Play tap land. Wait till next turn, go find Wargate. How does it work with my... I mean, it deals the damage in the form of -1/-1 counters. So the damage just gets prevented. Come on, Forge Tender number 3. Forge Tender number 3, let's go. Forge Tender number 3. Oh, this is great. Oh my god, this game. Oh my god, this game. Block. Alright, can we draw a Dryad? Dryad off the top, baby? One time? Dryad off the top? Cultivator Colossus, okay. Okay. This can fine. Oh, I should have held on to that, actually. That was bad, because next turn I can just bloom the Cultivator into play. Lava Dart is fine, that resolves. I go to 7. Imagine being a opponent and seeing turn 9 suspend Lotus Bloom. Yeah, exactly. And winning because of it, right? I could double block on one of these dudes. I don't think I'm gonna risk it. If my opponent mutagenic grows, I just die. So I'm not gonna risk that. So if we draw Dryad, we just win. If we draw Colossus, if we draw anything off Colossus, we just win next turn, I guess. Hey. 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 Woo! Oh, what a game! Shout out to Burinter Forge Tender, please. Can we give it a little shout out to my boy over here? Burinter Forge Tender. Yeah, we're keeping this. Turn 1. Ending your dude. Kind of awkward that we don't have a blue source here, so I'm gonna have to like turn 1. Okay. I guess we can now. I guess I'm still gonna be using my mana every turn, so. Lava Dart. Light up the stage. Huh. Who we gonna call? I think I'm gonna spend this turn to fetch for Breeding Pool. Abundant Harvest for Bubble. This means that they can't Thrusta here. Boldface. So let's get a. I guess we just get Triumph. Does that do anything? I think. If I get Triumph, I can fetch basic Forest. And I think I'm just gonna call for Forge Tender. So I think this is fine. Boom! What are you gonna do now, opponent? What are you gonna do? Like throw a Rhino at my face? Shh. Psh. You're gonna throw a Rhino at my face, opponent? You would not dare. You would not dare. The good thing is like all of this like mana and stuff is just going to waste. All of these Prowess triggers are going to waste, so that's good for me. If their last card in hand is a Thrusta, that's not good for me though. I guess they have 2. Wait, where did this come from? Well, no thruster. That's good. A block. Dude, is Forge Tender gonna claim another once again? Is Forge Tender about to claim another victim? Let's play that. Pass the turn. So binding is gonna cost 2. I'm gonna hope to not have to cast this binding though. And then I can cycle the Triumph instead. I think I have to dig a little bit towards my... Oh shit. Just casual reveal Underworld Breach. Damn, son. $3,000 land drops away from deck tech. Hell yeah. That's the value. Okay, so we know that our hand is Breach plus something else. So we're gonna get Breeding Pool here and cycle Triumph. Valakut is not a card. Call. Ay, ay, ay. Let's play Valakut. And I think the plan is gonna be to go off next turn. Bolt Face down to 6. I guess we're just dead here. Guess I should have brought Endurance, huh? Yeah, so they just bolt me 3 times and I die here. Yo, Breach is a fucked up card out of that deck. I don't have Endurance, so... So my plan was to call here while holding up Leyline Binding. But I don't think we could have beaten the Underworld Breach, period. Because this is just instant speed, right? So, like, we just... Like, we respond to this and they just, like, respond, double volt me. They have 2 bolts. Like, the second bolt kills me, right? It's the fact that they bolted me on end step. Like, we could have beaten... We could have beaten just, like, the one lightning bolt, but, like, the second bolt was the thing that got us. That's brutal. That's brutal. Maybe I should have called for another Forge Tender, but I wouldn't have done anything anyway. Yeah. I honestly was not thinking about this. Man, like this time my opponent's deck was great because they didn't draw the dinos. Man. All I needed was for my opponent to draw some dinos and then maybe I had a shot. All right, 3 and 2 in the end. Brutal. Okay, wrapping it up. We started off very well, and then the wheels kind of fell off there. I feel like I made a mistake versus Hammer. Maybe I could have just played a little bit more conservatively. The thing is that because my My interaction spell was a bounce spell. I wasn't too excited about it. And then against the Prowess deck, like I just got destroyed. That deck looked very, very good. Like whenever I saw Spike playing that deck, it did not look half as good as it did in that last match. It looked very impressive. I think this deck is very good. I think it is pretty widely underplayed. And I feel like we did see it in action today, and it really showcased how deceptively good this deck is. Like, it looks like a pile of cards, right? But when you actually start playing it and you see how powerful this interaction in particular is, like, this is a really messed up interaction. Like, it explodes so quickly. So I honestly don't know why this deck stops seeing play, particularly because, you know, Teferi decks can be an issue, but we didn't play against any of them. Like, I don't think Teferi decks are particularly popular right now. Creativity is the only one, and not every deck list is playing Teferi. Like, the vast majority of them are not even playing, they're playing Leyline Binding, and they are not even playing Teferi. So I don't know why people are not playing this deck. Like, it seems very, very good. And Leyline Binding adds a pretty interesting angle to the deck, which is, as I'm saying, like the fact that, you know, Teferi can be a problem, or like sometimes interaction in the early turns can be a problem, and this really fixes that in a very sound way. I think this card is very good, so I'm not surprised to see more copies in the sideboard. I could even see playing more, honestly. I'm not sure about the Savai Triumph, though. I wonder if we could play something. So you don't want to play more than one Black Triumph because it's just so bad. But at the same time, I'm not sure that Savai Triumph is the Triumph to be playing. Maybe it is, but I feel like we want to have access to a green Triumph. So the combination is Savai plus Breeding Pool. But that combination proved to be awkward multiple times throughout this league. So maybe that's the best, because like with that combination we can cast Ren, we can cast the Armory Skull, we can cast Teferi. So maybe that is just the best combination. But in a couple of spots I was a little bit hasty and then I messed it up. Like the fact that both of your Triumphs, which you want to fetch on turns 1 and 2, don't produce green, can be a little bit awkward. So maybe the Rogin Triumph is the one that's supposed to not be there, and we can play something else instead. Maybe the Naya Triumph? That could be interesting. In any case, I'm not sold on the sideboard. The sideboard was the only thing that looked a little bit clunky, but the main deck looked great. I think the Dryad win condition worked out super well. It was very clean and allowed us to kill very effectively. Slightly worried about trying to beat an opponent that gains above like 50 life or something, but I don't think there are any decks in Modern that really gain that much life anyway, so kind of probably should not worry about that kind of stuff. If that ever became a problem, maybe we could play like Valakut in the sideboard or something like that, so that you can make sure that you have more than enough lethal. But besides that, the deck looked very good. I really liked it. The only card that's kind of odd has been the Tireless Tracker, but we didn't really play against any Tireless Tracker matchup. Traverse was also weird. I wonder if this really is better than a Finale. That's the only card that I'm just like, it was not on a little bit too often for me to be comfortable with it. Like, it's not easy at all for us to enable Delirium unless our opponent helps us by killing something. So I'm not sold on the one of Traverse, but it is what's up. It was a good time. I really have a good time playing it. Hopefully you did as well. If you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments what you liked, what you did not like. And yeah, if you'd like to support the stream, Patreon, donations, coaching. Those are the places to go. Everything can be found in the description of the video down below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.